Hey guys, welcome to the We Don't Know What the Hell to Name This Show.
That really isn't a show, but it's kind of a show.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so after trying to film this 3 times, this is now the 4th attempt.
We've gotten a little tired of talking about the engineer.
Yeah, honestly, we really have, and I hope it doesn't show. Briefly, because we don't want to spend too much time on it, but briefly, we filmed it once, and we were talking randomly way too much, and so we filmed it again on my flip, the first 2 times on my flip camera, and then it stopped working, connecting to our computer properly, and we looked it up, and people pretty much said get a new one, and we don't want to because flips suck. So then I got this camera that we're recording with now, and came all the way back out here, and the battery died. So we didn't get any filming done then. So, guess what? We're doing it again. And yes, this is going up today on Sunday. Normally won't be out on Sunday, but we really wanted to get a video to you guys. So, here it is. We're going to talk about the engineer.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so there's been a lot of hate and a lot of concern and a lot of excitement. Actually, not very much excitement. But,
not really.
And, yeah, so what do you think of the engineer?
I think the engineer, as an idea and as a core class, something that I think it's something pretty unique. I think it's cool.
I think so too.
I think maybe not unique to video games, but definitely ambitious, especially in the Guild Wars 2 universe.
Yeah, definitely.
I like what they're going with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like having a class that can you can really feel the versatility. Like some of the other classes, you kind of understand. Yeah, all classes are versatile.
Yeah.
But some classes definitely feel more natural. They just feel like all their skills are kind of related. And, the engineer, I feel, is the same way.
Yeah.
But somehow there's just something about it that stands out as feeling more like a really just diverse class. And it reminds me a lot of I'm a big first-person shooter fan.
Yeah.
So I know it's bringing a lot of elements from games we were talking about, a game like Team Fortress 2.
Right.
It's almost
the
like
rocket jump.
Yeah, the rocket jump. You have your turrets.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's cool to see that in MMO.
Yeah.
And it's cool to think about you'll be able to play that in MMO style combat, which you've never really seen before.
Right.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I personally probably won't play one because they don't really appeal to me personally, but I definitely think the amount of hate and flack that they're getting is very unwarranted.
I agree.
They announced, this is common knowledge, that Guild Wars 2 is 250 years after Guild Wars 1. I mean, advancements have been going on, outrageously. The Char have there's been guns in it. This shouldn't be a surprise.
Well, it's funny how, one of the biggest deals against the engineer has nothing to do with the gameplay.
I know.
Or the class. It's just the fact that this class is technologically advanced is pissing a lot of people off.
Yeah.
And I understand. I understand when you...
on the one hand, yeah.
When you have a game and it's got a lot of fans, it's understandable that, you want it to stay true to its core ideals. But hey,
I don't think the engineer doesn't do that.
Exactly. The fact that it's 250 years in the future, that just makes more sense.
Nothing shows that progress more than the engineer.
Right, it just makes sense.
And the bottom line, if you don't like it, don't play one.
Exactly. And remember, this is pre-beta. This is pre-closed beta.
Yeah.
We've still got a lot of time.
Come on. They have probably close to a year to work out all the kinks. And even then they can do patches.
And so, it's cool to see, I just think it's cool to see the class. And,
me too.
A lot of this hate...
Me too.
Like I said, it's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
It'll disappear once the
I think people saying they won't play the game over this is completely ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, there are problems with it, you've mentioned one thing, which is having 4 weapons.
Yeah. I think that's a main concern. I mean, on the one hand, yes, their backpack kits and weapon kits make up for it. They do. I get that. You can switch between them at will, which is a very cool feature. And Cat's going over.
I got this.
Okay, Cat.
Say hi.
Anyways, what was I even saying? Oh, right, the weapons. Yes, definitely the kits can be, they don't have a cooldown. You can switch between them at will. So, yeah, that makes up for them only having 4 weapons. But still, give them a torch or something. That seems very limited.
I have a feeling that when we start playing the engineer, we're not going to care about the 4 weapons.
Probably not.
I think we're going to have so much fun being throwing down mines, then switching to a flamethrower, and then flaming guys, and switching the kit and throwing down the turret.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're not even going to notice it.
Yeah, probably. Another concern I had was, actually it wasn't really a concern, it was more I don't even know what to call it, but it looks like this class will have a very large learning curve. And I actually think that might be a good thing. I mean, on the one hand, you'll get the people who just play it and are like, ooh, it can shoot stuff and grenades and things. And then the other guy who will get to it and actually use it as a tactical type of unit, in a way. And I think that would be very beneficial to a group, and you're probably seeing the cat's tail there.
Well, and I'm almost excited for a class that tests people's abilities. Or
oh, absolutely. I like that. Honestly.
Challenges what,
I think a skilled, solid player playing an engineer would be an amazing asset to any battlefield.
It's going to be incredibly beneficial to have someone that knows how to play their class. Yeah. That's true with everything. Yeah. But with this, I can definitely see that being very effective.
They look to me like the damage from the sidelines, very much a support damage type of a role, where they would, yes, they can solo stuff, just like every profession can solo, bad guys and whatnot, but they look like they would really shine in a battle where they're not being paid attention to.
Right.
And they're just free to go and wreak havoc.
So, bottom line of the engineer.
I like it. I don't think I'll play one. They don't really appeal to me that much, but I definitely think all of the hate that they've been getting is totally unfounded.
I agree. I don't think that there's any reason. There's no reason for that much hate.
No.
I think it's a great idea.
Me too.
I think there will be problems, just like with everything.
With every class, yeah.
But I think as we see it get worked out, I think people are going to really love the engineer.
Yeah. My other main problem that I had was no new caster. And at this point, the last reveal profession, they said before they announced the engineer that one's going to be new, one's going to be returning. They just announced the new one. The returning one leaves the Mesmer. And I personally didn't like the Mesmer, but that completely aside, personal preference aside, it's a new game. I want new classes. And yes, there have been 3 new classes. That's really cool. But there hasn't been a new caster, and I probably won't be playing a caster now because I don't have an interest in playing any of them.
That's the problem, is like if they don't bring out a new caster.
So what if somebody like me?
If you've already played them all in Guild Wars.
Exactly. What if somebody like me who's tired of playing melee, tired of or range like the ranger, and wants something magical? The only thing that's even slightly appeals to me is the elementalist.
All I can
and I played that one into the ground in Guild Wars 1.
All I can say to you is just hope that the classes are different.
I hope so. Honestly, I'm trying to stay optimistic here.
Yeah.
I hope that the Mesmer has changed enough so that it's not like the Necromancer 2.0, just without minions. I like it much like it was from Guild Wars 1. Actually, to be fair, it was its own class, but Anyways, that's a concern to me, and I hope it's not a concern by the time we actually see how they play. So.
Like we said, this is pre-closed beta. Lots of time.
Yeah, lots of time to change and all that. So now. Comment questions and what feedback and such. Actually got a message from, actually I have it right here.
How can you forget that name?
I know, right? It's from a YouTube user named Nabulzi.
That's pretty awesome.
Alright, I'm calling you Ballsy now, alright?
Ballsy.
I dubbed thee Ballsy. Anyways,
what's his question?
He asks, I was wondering if you would talk about the Holy Trinity, DPS, healer, and tank, about what weak spots it has and what strong points it has. First off, let me say, this is an amazing question. Yeah. We could spend an entire video, and probably will, spend an entire vlog video talking on just this topic.
But for our videos, we have to really stay short on time, so we're going to answer this as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I'll just say all my thoughts on the Holy Trinity. It's a great system.
Absolutely.
It has lots of strengths and weaknesses. One of my favorite things about the Holy Trinity is the diversity.
Yeah, honestly.
Especially because when you use the Holy Trinity in a game, you've mentioned this many times, you have multiple specs.
Yeah.
You have talent.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. And stuff like classic example, which is what most people are familiar with, is World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
In that you have your tanking classes, or rather your classes that have the ability to tank, and they have their tanking spec. So if you want to be a tank, you spec as a tank. If you don't want to, you spec as a DPS.
I like the flexibility of the whole.
I like that. I like that too a lot. But in a game like Guild Wars 2 that doesn't have those specs, you just have a class and you have their weapons which do different things. the idea of a tank, I mean, yeah, they could make it weapon oriented, but I mean, it'd
be a very stale system.
It would be a very stale system, and I wholeheartedly agree with ArenaNet's idea to completely throw that out the window and have this damage control and support, and that fits a whole lot better with their game.
And not only that, but now there won't be any waiting around for a healer or a tank.
Right, you just grab your friends and go and do what you want.
That's completely in the spirit of what Guild Wars 2 is.
Absolutely, and I wholeheartedly support that decision. So to wrap up, great system, but in Guild Wars 2 probably doesn't work well.
Right.
Which is why they got rid of it. So yeah.
We also got a few comments on our last vlog about people wanting to know what race and class we were going to play.
Oh yeah. So would you like to go first or?
Yeah. What's our time look like?
We're at 10 minutes. Okay. So be quick.
We'll wrap this up really quick, but this is pretty cool because I know some of you guys wanted to know this. I always play. So.
Start over.
In all fantasy games I've played, or in all MMOs, in any game where I get to choose my race, I always am the most boring person ever, and I pick the human. Like, oh, Zamboni Chaos, why'd you pick the human? You're human already. Don't you want to have an imagination? And I'm like, when I play a game that's a fantasy game or has an immersive world, I want to feel like the character I'm playing is like me.
Yeah.
Unlike other people where they want to create their own individual character separate from themselves.
Yeah.
But when I play a character, he's like an extension of myself.
Right.
And he makes the same decisions I would make.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to relate to the character if I'm human and I'm playing a
alien
or something, or just a space cow.
Right.
But I mean, like, so that's why I play human, and I've always been a lover of the whole. I guess my haters call it a goody two shoes. But I prefer the term righteous. I always play paladins, monks, priests, but I have my own twist. I like healing, but I'll always want to melt your face with holy fire. I love the Retribution Paladin in Warcraft.
Yes, absolutely. So, this is the guy who played Retribution from vanilla.
Day one.
Yeah.
When I had to raid in PvP gear and it could only do 600 DPS.
Yeah, back when you had to refresh your seal every judgment. Anyways,
what are you gonna play?
I am going to play
Char. You're gonna play Char, aren't you? It's so obvious.
Well, on one of the characters. I'm gonna play two characters. One will be my personal character, which will be my main. And I also want to do a Let's Play series for Guild Wars 2. And I'll start that up. As soon as the game launches, I'll be putting out episodes of that. And for that character, I'll play a Char Guardian. I really like him. I really like the look of the Guardian, and be looking for my Guardian video this week, hopefully on Thursday. It's getting pretty close to done, and it should be up then. And honestly, the class looks awesome. I really like the Guardian, so I'll probably roll Char Guardian for the Let's Play. But my main will be probably a female Sylvari Ranger. I really like the look of the Ranger. They look very fun. I'll probably roll short bow and greatsword for my two weapon sets for the Ranger. I think just the Ranger with the greatsword is just freaking awesome, and then the short bow looks most appealing to me for the ranged style of in the fray, all about positioning, style of combat. I love that, so that's probably what I'll do. So.
And that's only at this time. That's before anything else has been announced.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, they could surprise us and announce a new caster, and I might play that one. So.
But until then?
Until then, yeah. Topic for next video. We don't know.
We don't have no idea.
So, we
kind of get it from you guys. This week we got it from ArenaNet because they were nice enough to, drop your engineer.
Yeah.
So we knew exactly what we were going to talk about.
Right. So we want to hear from you guys not only what we should name this show, but what topic we should cover in our next video.
The Holy Trinity suggestion was great.
It was great, and honestly, if we don't get any other suggestions, we'll definitely. Yeah. I mean, we already talked about this one, so we'll be fair and
that's a good
talk
topic
about something else. But
video.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get any other suggestions, we'll probably talk about that in full detail in the next one. But we want to hear from you guys. What topics you want us to talk about? Just send in any questions, any other comments.
Comment, rate, subscribe, favorite, like button.
Tell your friends.
And be sure to send us an email at zambonichaos.com. Zambonichaos@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I don't have a website.
No, that would be pretty awesome. But and I'm Zolfury@gmail.com.
Annotations.
Yeah, somewhere around here.
We don't
and also links in the description. You should always read the description, especially on my videos. Anyways, until then.
It's going to wrap it up.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you did. And until next time, I'm Zolfury.
I'm Zamboni Chaos.
And we'll see you then.
Adios.